Welcome into the Dice Dragons Guild. In this hall, we unite under one banner. Live by the die.
Die by the die.
That was kind of low energy, guys.
That's acceptable.
And then we all
And I
rolled
got a
low.
4.
And I got a 3.
Right here.
17.
Fours.
Okay, we got a
Six.
17. Oh,
Okay,
you
yeah.
win again.
Wait a minute, can you
2
use
weeks
the
in a
bardic?
row.
Can you use the
Can I
bardic
use the
inspiration now?
Can I use the bardic?
Add it to your
It's only been a week. 7. There we go.
Not out of the single digits. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to our newest patron and guild member, Sassy Boy 55. So thank you,
Hey,
Sassy
thank
Boy.
you, Sassy Boy.
Sassy boy.
Such a sassy.
Indeed, and also thank you to Fitzbuilt Studios for upgrading to Hallmaster.
Yeah,
in our
baby.
So,
Fitzy.
thank you, patrons. Everything that you supply helps us to have more nice things and minis and camera upgrades and all that fun stuff. So thank you very much for your support. Also,
Fitz is going in chronological order, so I don't think he's actually going to see
No,
this.
you won't see this for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little fun surprise.
but others will. This will be, next week. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. As of right now, we're at 127, which is teeny, tiny, but almost on the cusp of the max that we got when we were the Nat 30s, because I think we were
Yeah,
at
we weren't
130.
trying with
Oh.
YouTube at all.
Yeah. So thank you up to 127, and we got a lovely raid this past Thursday from Girls Run These Worlds, and we went up another 10 followers, all the different terminology, on Twitch, and we are at 799. So as of this moment, one away from 800 followers on Twitch.
Somebody do it, please.
Which means we're only 200 followers away from 1,000.
Anyone watching on live on TikTok, you could do that.
Yes, TikTok.
Yeah,
you
but
can
Oh,
they
be-
told me
yeah.
they did not hear
PR
you just say
800.
that.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Subscriber.
Go over to Twitch
don't
and
think you-
subscribe, damn it!
I don't think you need to yell it. I think they can hear.
Somebody's going to go and subscribe and then immediately unsubscribe just to fuck with us.
And then also we're just letting people know. I was going to say folks. About our Stand Up to Cancer Charity Week that is going to be in partnership with the Compound here in South Coast, Massachusetts. It will be between August 13th and August 20th. Every year we partner with them to do the Stand Up to Cancer charity. And we will be kicking it off with our arena battle on the Sunday. On Tuesday, we'll be doing some Hero Quest. There's something every day, but the ones that I'm personally involved with are Hero Quest on Tuesday and then Thirsty Sword Lesbians on Thursday. So, looking forward to it. Also, open invite if anyone wants to play Thirsty Sword Lesbians. It's a different kind of ttrpg. I will not be running it. I'll be playing. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Check out our stuff, and don't forget to follow the Compound so that you don't miss out on the announcements. And other than that, I think we're ready to play our game.
It is time.
When we last left our fated heroes, you had bravely run forward into the omnivorous jaws of death, just outside of the west gate of the city of Mosswick. Your willingness to sacrifice yourselves bought time for those traveling from Balstead and seeking shelter behind the stone walls of the port city to flee past you and into safety, including a shackled Callie from Callie's in Balstead. Guards and mercenary groups joined you in your heroics as it became clear that the flayed monsters were stronger than anticipated. Melpomene also appeared, conjuring fey beetles and helping to clear a way inside. Just before you escaped, you noticed a handful of shadowed figures step out from the jungle and stand motionless under the canopy of the trees, unbothered by the blood-starved beasts. Once inside, you caught your breath and then caught up with Callie, bringing her for a drink at the Dumpy Dive. Callie informed you that she had not been arrested for setting fire to Balstead, but instead for smashing the face in of Lewis, who she believed had set fire to her tent. She asked for your help in clearing her name by finding Cheesecat, a frog folk who can typically be found out by Echo Haven near Lolia Pond to the north. Callie claimed to have friends in high places but would not elaborate. And for some reason, everything I typed over on my other thing didn't show up here. So, we rejoin you as you walk across... No, I had something really nice written here. Hold on, I'm going to see if it popped up over this one. As you walk across the Bloodstone Square. Nope, didn't save it. And you're feeling a little off. It's a little strange as you are coming down from your adrenaline rush of having almost been completely torn apart outside.
I was fine.
And yet you watch these members of the Truists, the religious group that takes the name of the months very seriously.
All right, didn't I take a bottle of wine from them and pass it
You
to...
did.
I said, heal your wounds.
Yep. So as Ayla shimmies by one of the Truist dancers and snatches a bottle of white wine, you're all headed towards the
White,
Starlight
not Eden. It's red wine.
Starlight Concert Hall. And that, as far as I know, that was your next move. But
Because some of us needed to go lick our wounds. With
Right.
3 points of exhaustion.
He's just tagging along.
Did we decide it's still Glee 15?
it is about like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon on the 15th of Glee.
That's a long ass day.
You're telling me.
So as you approach the Starlight Concert Hall, the city is still very busy. There are people, I mean, life goes on. Stuff is still happening. You do see evidence of the attack. Some people walking their bloodied or shaking family members and friends and colleagues across the Unity Square to whatever homes maybe they're going to, or to the port for a drink. You see guards kind of running across, looking to find out what station they're going to be assigned to, or just helping with whatever might be happening at the front gate or around at other gates or on the wall. Meanwhile, the impenetrable peace, the newly appointed guards of the city, while the military is doing their cleanup and protection, are present. They're making sure that people can see that they're around, and if anyone needs help, they're helping people. As you walk through and across the Unity Square, the sun's beating down on you all, despite the solitary cloud here and there maybe blocking them out. You see a familiar face sitting on the stairs, just up as you walk up the stairs to like those double doors. Bright red hair, just kind of sitting, leaning back with her horns and her furry legs is Melpomene, just waiting.
Are her hooves gold?
Yes, her hooves that have been painted are still painted gold. They're a little bit muddy, but they are still the painted gold. And you all, as you approach, she just kind of nods at you. She looks very relaxed. And as you're walking up the stairs towards her, she goes, "Very impressive. Good job out there. I'm glad you remained safe. I didn't expect to see you."
I mean, these fools just ran out there. Know what am I supposed to do? I mean, look at him.
Oh yeah, you look like shit.
His clothes are all tattered, but he's using his cloak to kind of like wrap around him.
Here, why don't you try this? And you didn't notice at first because it was just very unassuming. But there's a branch next to her on the ground that has all these little thorns that are sticking up out of it. And you see her lift one up. She snaps one off and she hands it to you. And I would say that you two definitely know what this is, and you would know what it is too. This is a drug called barb. And when you drag it across your skin just a little bit, not cutting yourself or making yourself bleed, just like a light drag, it's the same feeling as like smoking a doobie. Taking a hit.
Hitting the Barbara.
Yeah.
Demon cabbage.
So she hands you one. Anyone else? It just brings down the adrenaline.
I thought it was gonna
Thank
heal him.
He's gonna pocket it. He's not taking it now.
Careful. Don't get stuck, or you'll feel it more than you wanted to.
Thank you.
He's gonna have it in his pocket,
You're
forget
gonna
about it.
sit on it.
And then instead of just getting like a nice little high, he's gonna talk to the fucking sun gods themselves.
He's gonna see Mairea again.
Anybody else? She waves it around a little bit. She gives you one. I wouldn't go in there right now. Sigald's on a bit of a tear. He's convinced that the gods have sent this to mess with his one-man show tonight.
Yeah.
So he's in there rambling and rambling. But good luck, as after all that nonsense, I met with the military, and they are very much interested in you
No, they're not.
and what you were able to show out there.
They saw nothing.
So they asked that I let you know to head over to the tent so that they can chat with you.
That will not be happening.
They asked for you specifically.
That will certainly not be happening.
So here's the thing. It's the military. There's no request here. Sorry.
They cannot make me.
I told you to lay low. But not all bad. I mean, obviously they're not going to talk to me about what they want to talk to you about, but
We know what they want to talk to us about, and we will not be doing it.
well, Ayla, you know I love you very much. You don't have a choice.
I think we hide until nightfall, and then we go out another gate.
Well, I'm not hiding you here. From the military?
Where would we go? This is the only safe place on the island.
There are other places to go.
Really, you've been there in the last few days. This is the only walled city.
Ayla, I think you should just kind of like...
Already did. I'm just sitting here just
a little more.
scraping.
It's gonna be fine. But you've, just let them know you've got a show to do tomorrow.
There's no harm in seeing what they want.
I really don't want you to go to jail.
Well, you all go to jail if you don't go. And they'll talk to you there behind the cell. It wasn't an ask. Nothing from the military is an ask.
I can't go to jail.
She's too pretty to be in jail.
Now,
So aren't you?
I see that your little friends made it back to you okay.
Yes.
They kept me quite a bit of company. Yes, earlier. It was nice.
Yeah, Nyx is nosy. Sorry.
Ayla won't say anything, but she's worried about you.
Oh. What are you worried about? I'll have you roll a deception check, by the way.
it's just crazy times.
Well, I mean, I've been through crazier, and
Crazier than this?
17.
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
17.
Use a little fibber.
17. She doesn't even like you say it. She just moved on. I mean, I come from the Feywilds. This is like cupcakes and rainbows. Over there, the cupcakes and rainbows will try to eat you. If you're lucky.
I'd love to hear more about the Feywild sometime.
All right.
Yeah, it's always fascinated me.
It is. It's a fascinating place, that's for sure. I do not recommend it unless you know what you're doing.
Well, why is anyone there if it's so bad?
Well, bad is relative. So, this place is pretty bad too. Got some moons that just have no parents keeping them in check. It's a bit more dangerous than the Feywild. Parents everywhere over there.
Nothing's more dangerous than children that like to act out.
That is true. Hands you a thorn. Drops it.
Take him, put it in his cup.
How fast does the storm work?
Oh, it's right away. It's like taking a hit.
Oh, okay.
You just kind of, I mean...
Hey, man. Want to go to the Feywild, man?
Dave's not here, man.
I have like lines down my arm at this point.
Playing
You would
tic-tac-toe.
imagine, like, you don't want to stumble into a bush of this. Like, in how it's being used right now.
MDMA.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, if you were to be, like, walking and you're like, oh, and you slip and fell, and you fell into this, and then you got pierced by all these little thorns with this, it might not be great. But
One hell of a trip.
Oh, you might so it might be, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it would
so it
not
might get the parrot, yeah.
yeah, it would not be awesome.
Military's after me, man. They're everywhere. Birds aren't real.
Man, life is just like sitting around a table.
Man, what
Books.
is
You ever
Rocks.
think that we're just like characters in a game or something, man? That there's like
Maybe
these
we're
gods
just on
that
someone's table right now.
It's a simulation, man. We're all part of someone's imagination.
Man, the hands of fate.
What if CIT actually spelled dog?
Hey, Theratrix. She waves. Theratrix just
What's up?
does that, girl.
What's up, baby?
I was instructed to follow you.
I'm doing a good job following you because you're right here.
I don't know why. In my mind, Theratrix is very Data-like.
I love that.
I like it.
So, you don't have to do it tonight, but, you know, I told them I'd let you know when I saw you.
Why did you tell them about us in the first place?
I didn't have to.
They saw what we
I'm
can
the
do.
owner of the Starlight Concert Hall. Ayla, I only gave you one thorn. You breaks another one off and hands it to you.
Ayla,
They saw you out there.
Ayla, you are one of the most famous people on this island.
Yeah, look. She gestures over and you can see the...
Giant fucking
Yeah.
behind her like this.
You see Bushy Branch and one of the siblings, one of the halfling siblings, part of the Daydream Revolution, are like pushing up one of the posters and like putting, and you can see Ayla like in a pose, and it says Ayla to
Ayla
Glee
Mairea.
16.
This is my favorite shop on the
I love
Citadel.
the idea that like everyone else's like picture it kind of resembles, but like Isla's like looks identical, like but like everyone else is just like kind of like plain, like it could be anyone, and then it's Isla.
Yes.
Just looking up at it.
You're the one out there throwing glitter around.
What did I
So-
throw?
I don't know. What did you do?
I don't know. What did
I came in,
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, they ran out there, and I told them not to, but they do not listen. They're just young idiots, And then,
Hey.
and then I told them to run. But
Oh, you all did a really great thing, and it got noticed. You helped some people run past you into the city, and got noticed.
We couldn't leave them out there.
You did a good thing, although putting my star performer at risk.
Well,
Calling them idiots, but
if there's no people to go see and show,
indeed. If you'd lost a leg, it would be hard to dance. Right away, anyway. Tomorrow might be a problem.
what is tomorrow?
Your performance.
Oh, yes. I'm going to put this down. Okay.
Like I said, you don't have to go tonight, but... And I know Sigald. If you go, just be back in time for his show. He will see if you're not there. I'll have to hear about it all day tomorrow, and then you will too. Just saying.
perhaps
You
we...
will, and you will, and you will, and you will. And everyone on this street will hear.
Perhaps we take a moment and rest. That way we don't show up there looking too disheveled and desperate.
Yeah,
I look
that-
over
that- I was
and
just-
I'm like, I'm in pristine.
Yeah, that would be that'd be a terrible thing.
Your rag that is like holding the wound is
My
like,
gut. It's
just-
holding my guts
It's
in.
just dripping blood. It's like soaked in it, soaked through.
Well, I mean, if you want to leave Nyx and Theratrix with me, just let me know. They were good company.
Will do.
I mean, they kind of hung back a little bit at first, but
He's a little shy sometimes.
I have that effect on people. Then you get to know me. I was also thinking. You showed me that that tattoo.
The clout with the
Yeah.
Word
Did you speak to the harbor master? I mean, everyone comes through here through the harbor. They have to see everybody. You have to register. You have to show your goods. If you've got people that are leaving, you have to have a roster of their names. It's a very busy port. But
Do you know them? Do you think there's someone who might actually give us information?
well, they're kind of. I know she's involved with Valor from the Impenetrable Peace. So, I guess it all depends. Typically, though, for information, you have to have something that they want. Of course, I'm from the Feywild, so it could just be me speaking.
What time of day is it?
It's like 3 or 4. The suns will be going down soon.
Well, it's up to whatever you guys want to do. I'm ready for anything.
The gold show will be at 8. So, if you need to go talk to the military, still plenty of time.
Yes, well, we will.
Let's take an hour, rest, and then we'll go and speak with them.
Let's head over to the Citadel.
Yeah. Just how I wanted my day to go.
So was she warning us not to go inside the building? Like we can't go in Isla's room?
You can go in. You can go in if you want.
But the guy is
Sigald's upset, but you
he's
can
all-
go in.
he's an artist who thinks that the gods
Well,
are against his
right,
performance.
right.
He is- Did you ever see the Birdcage with Robin Williams? Remember Nathan Lane? Like, yeah.
Now it's Nathan Lane.
Oh my God, I'm hideous. Love that movie.
Good movie. No, it's a good movie. All right, what are you doing, friends?
guess we'll go find a shady spot to go take a nap.
So we can.
The shaded side of the blood rock.
You don't want to see Seagal that badly?
No.
There. She's like, yeah, there's plenty of places to go rest if you don't want to deal with him. Says the gods have sabotaged it.
Rather a quiet place to tend to our wounds.
There's
say
Unity
this.
Gardens.
I'd say
It's
there's
a
gotta be green
beautiful-
space.
Yeah, there's a huge green space in front of the Citadel. It's Unity Gardens, and it's like just a beautiful garden with shady places to sit and. All right, so
Whoever's holding the bottle of wine, I take it from you.
I thought you still had it.
Oh no, I passed it off to like you guys. But now I'm just like, fucking
goes,
got it.
"Pebbles."
Fucking
keep an eye on her.
a lot of swearing. And I've already turned around and started walking in the direction of the gardens,
Okay.
swearing loudly under my breath.
All right, so you it's right across from where you're at. So you walk past the stage where the mayor had given her speech the night before, and head over to the gardens. Beautiful flowers. The moment like you start to approach, it smells just like a place where you can close your eyes and disappear for a little while. And there are lots of folks who are sitting. You can see kind of like younger people, almost like college kids age, that are hanging out there and just relaxing, kind of talking. You can hear people like talking about what happened and what's going on at the gates. You can still see.
I was actually legitimately just thinking about that. I want one kid playing the guitar while everybody's down there like knees watching, and then a bunch of kids rubbing thorns on their arms and then playing hack.
Throwing frisbees across.
Oh,
Frisbee golf.
I wish it was college again. I sucked at hacky sack.
So you're taking a short rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all need to talk about what happened out there.
I
That's,
will not join the military. I am telling you that right now.
that's not what I'm talking about. These aren't just random attacks anymore.
Do we all see the?
Everybody
Okay.
would have seen them, yeah.
Those people in the tree-lined shadows, they seem to be controlling, coordinating.
Yes, that was unexpected. It is not random, apparently.
So this is bigger than we thought. It's not just coincidence. Somebody who's been planning this for sure.
To what end? And what is?
Honestly, that doesn't matter to me right now. Matters is how we stay alive.
Staying here in middle of the city and not going out the gates to help people.
That will do nothing. We know more of them are coming. Every day, every hour. Eventually this city will get surrounded, overwhelmed. You can't bury your head in the sand and pretend it's not happening. We need to approach this more tactically. We have to lean into our strengths, know what their strengths and weaknesses are. Fire for one. We can't take them in close.
No, clearly not.
They took Eldon down. Almost took me down. What you did there with those vines slowed them down. Blinding them makes it harder for them to see. I don't think we can rush in. We have to focus in on one at a time and lock the others down.
That poison is no joke either. Have to keep our distance with that too.
When it's just one, we can overwhelm them. But when they fight coordinatedly, they're not just mindless beasts with those people giving them direction.
And so, what are you proposing next?
Well, things from range. Keep distance. Try not to let them get too close. Try not to run out ahead.
You have a bow, for God's sake.
I wasn't thinking about attacking the ones that attacked me. I was thinking about going after, trying to help the people beyond them. I got caught up in the moment. It was not very smart.
It's only a mistake if you don't learn from it.
That I will.
But the military seeing us, wanting to speak to us,
Is not a good thing.
well, regardless, they're gonna want something from us.
What do we have?
They're gonna want us.
And we might need whatever they know. They're probably the biggest source of information on this island fighting these things at this point. We went to the library and we found nothing. But these people have been fighting these creatures just like we have. So maybe they have ways of taking things down that we haven't figured out yet.
They also have the sending stones from
Resources.
other settlements. They'll know how bad it is everywhere on the island. The only thing we have is the information we know so far. That's our only bargaining chip to keep it a equal partnership.
Can you do another weird thing where you can tell something about the future or something? Yeah, help us out here, perhaps.
I don't know. I can try.
It is creepy, but it is worth a shot.
I can definitely try. Just let me know who you want me to do it to. I can try.
Oh yes, it cannot be in general, I suppose, huh?
You can read people's futures now?
I mean, have you
No,
not
we
been
weren't-
paying
we
attention?
weren't-
We are defeated ones.
We weren't. Yeah, but we weren't here.
We weren't
That was
there
at the
when-
slumber party.
That was general. We weren't.
Yeah, you guys missed that. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. You're able to control the visions now. Bring them forth.
Control is a strong word for right now. I'm not really. I wouldn't say I can totally control them, but I have more control than before.
So you can light the fuse.
So to say, yeah.
You can do it on yourself.
That's terrifying.
I see a dark void.
If you have no one else, you can do it on yourself.
That's terrifying, but really cool at the same time. Now I want to
And
know.
I
I'm
would
also
just have
terrified to
you.
know.
I would just have you roll, flip a coin. If you do it on yourself, you just flip a coin.
Okay.
Is that okay? You're gonna do it? Or
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay. So, you kind of
That's heads.
steady yourself. What are you doing to tap into this?
She's revised from creeping everyone out, so she's gonna kind of sit there and just kind of concentrate.
Okay. So, okay.
Is it heads or tails again?
that's heads. Not a cultist tails.
Oh, it's the whippy coin. I thought you had something different.
Where is it?
I still have mine somewhere.
There it is.
I think it's on your character sheet now.
Yeah.
I think it's on your character sheet.
I just figured this out, and now you change your shit up on me.
So you don't need to roll anything else. And I'm sending you what you have as you focus on breathing in and out slowly and trying to reach out. You feel instead this power kind of expands out, and then you take a deep breath and it sucks into yourself, and you get a vision of yourself standing on the edge of your village, looking up as this huge shadow is descending down upon you. Quick visions of the people that you know stopping where they're standing and turning to look at you. And your companions, they're like shadows in your peripheral vision. and the words that come through.
The Father shall be the key that unlocks the power of great malevolence, and his transformation into the host shall be the beginning of the end. Oh shit.
That doesn't
sound
sound
They
very
seem like
good.
they keep getting scarier every time you do that.
Agreed.
Whose father?
Your father?
I'm gonna have to say yes.
So there is a connection.
I had
Was
a
that
feeling.
woman in one of the people on the edge controlling the things?
She could have been,
I could not get a good look.
but I don't know if it would be her. I've been gone so long. I don't know who has what abilities anymore. But I know that this is definitely something my father would do.
Is this something that they have been practicing for? It's the great rising of beasts, or whatever is happening.
They've always kind of hoped for it. And I can imagine that they'd try to do anything they could to bring it forth.
Why do they want to do that? What's the goal there?
To rebuild the world in their image. They want every single one of you to live like we did.
How did you live?
You do not want to know. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I won't pollute you like that. Dystopian is a good word.
Well, I suppose little pieces of the puzzle are coming together little by little.
Yeah.
If that is what is actually happening.
I just can't believe I didn't realize that this son of a bitch was behind this. There was a possibility he was behind this.
They came this far to bring you back. You may be
Heard
some
of it.
key to their success.
Or one of us is.
They did not come this far to get one of us. They specifically came for you.
Maybe one of you's the one who could stop them.
Perhaps it was just fate. You came to the same island that they did.
I don't believe that. You don't know them the way I do.
It'll take a while to coordinate taking the monkeys
All they have is time.
before you knew you were coming here.
I have had a feeling they've been tracking me since the second I left. They've always known where I was, and I know that now.
Is there something on you that allows them to track you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Why now?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know their reasonings for things anymore. I knew who they were, and I know they were getting worse, but I don't know what they're trying to do now, or what their goal is, or why they want me.
If you think they're afraid of someone being able to stop them, does that mean you know how they could be stopped?
I don't, but I can't see them just coming. I can see them coming for me if I'm the one who brings whatever hell forth it is forth, or what they need me for something. But I can't just believe it's just that. They usually have more reasonings for what they do.
Very interesting.
So that's it. They just want to wipe everybody out?
I don't want to wipe you out. They want to force you to live the way they want you to live. Whether you like it or not. And you have abilities. You really don't want to know what they do to you. You'd become their weapon.
Do they know we have abilities? No, they saw us.
Everybody has seen us now.
I'm confused. Why are we convinced that these were your people?
I'm not completely convinced, but this vision's kind of brought things a little bit more clearer. It's a very high possibility. I can't say for sure that it is, but this vision makes me believe it could be. And we have to be careful in case it is. Of course, we have to look for other possibilities, but We have to watch out for this because they're extremely dangerous.
Was controlling aberrations and beasts like this something that your people do or did?
Not that I'm aware of, but my father kept his abilities very close. He never really told us everything that he was capable of doing, and that's how we feared him. We didn't know what he could do. And he's always trying to grow and become stronger and gain more abilities and be a bigger pain in our ass, apparently.
It's too bad we couldn't ask that Felicia woman some questions.
I guess that means if we do run into her, I can't rip her head off.
Maybe not at first.
Maybe just squeeze her at first till she answers.
Okay.
Then you can do the whole rippy heady.
Maybe an arm or a leg.
Ooh, that sounds fun. I can do that.
Eldon's just shaking his head. Guy's just being an enabler.
You guys are so scary.
Like I said,
Really?
power
I was like, I'm scary?
spooky power couple.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I ship it.
Spooky power couple.
She's like, I didn't know I was scary. But that's kind of cool, though.
Just a little, just spooky. Just spooky.
I haven't known a lot of people, and you're definitely the scariest people I've known so far. You missed. I was like, don't miss. Oh, you missed. We've been practicing this.
I don't have peripheral vision outside my glasses.
Normally it's me searching for his hand.
As you sit there in the shade of some of the trees, smelling the beautiful flowers, you suddenly begin to hear this.
Sorry.
Wasn't me, guys.
I was going to say, she kind of looks, Kethra looks at Eldon and goes, excuse you.
It's that. Do we hear the voice?
There is no voice. You hear every once
Is
in
it
a
the
while, like,
person that was spraying? Eldon's just gonna roll his eyes and trying to like lift his cloak over his head.
and
It's
around,
that person.
as around the corner, Spritz comes, and
Kai is just gonna stare him.
he's like lankily walking. His legs are so
Get him,
long,
Spritz.
and he's just like,
And what kind of look as scared as again? Spritz just goes.
yeah, he stops and he stares at you too, and then he raises it. And then there's no expression on his face.
My new shirt.
And he just turns and he walks, and you see like him just strolling along. And as other people, anybody who looks like maybe they're having a tough time in the sun,
Even though we're in the shade.
even though you're in the shade, but it's hot.
He's gonna bring his cloak down when he
He's
leaves.
walking. And you're, hey, Spritz, thanks.
I don't know. I imagine him walking like Jar Jar
I want
Binks.
to see like a drawing.
Just like that, like weird.
He looks
was-
like a he looks like a Ghostbuster, but like it's just water. A little mist.
Well, which Ghostbuster?
It's gotta
A
be
new
Egon.
one.
It's gotta be Egon.
So anybody your short rest, sorry, you can roll your hit dice or
I'm
you get
gonna
back
do
your
the
things.
Song of Rest
Okay.
before we leave, so you get to add a 1d6 to your health after you roll your hit dice.
Is it each hit dice or just?
No, on 1d6. You roll your hit dice, and then you can add 1d6
To the total.
Okay, what am I
to
doing?
your
So I'm saying, so if I roll
You might
3
not
hit
have
die,
been-
I
do
don't
I
think
add the
actually had
1d6
any
to
type.
each
None
die?
of you
Yeah.
Mine were all wild shape, so
No.
Yeah, I don't think you
So just so the total.
I just reverted
Yes.
back.
Do you lose your temporary hit points after a short rest? Or do you
It's a long rest.
Yeah.
I
You just
think it's
can't.
a long rest.
You just can't.
So do you know how to do a short rest on
combine
there?
More
Like
temporary.
stacks.
Yeah.
It's like, I
think
believe
it's
you showed me
usually
that
up
one.
to
It's
a
like, you
long
need
It's
how
like
to
a
do
little
this.
short rest
Unless
button
it
up at the
has
top.
like an hour or
It's
whatever.
a
Here.
fire. It's
That's
like a fire
Double
thing.
zero. No, I'm using. I just
Where is it?
couldn't really get the percentile.
My
My
So
allergies are
it's-
so
that
bad. I
would
need
be a 10.
glasses.
Okay, so
Can't see
7,
shit.
10.
Go like that.
Where are you?
Don't forget you add your con modifier
this
for
little
dice.
campfire.
Campfire. Perfect. Thank
And
you.
then you can roll hit dice if you've been harmed. If not, you're good, and you just confirm your short rest.
Perfect. I was like, yeah, mine were all as a bear. I was like, the poor bear.
And then you
ate
said
all
it was
the hit points from that poor horse.
1d6 that you could roll.
Yep.
Remember I do?
I've been collecting little flowers and
Hey,
like
every
chaining
point
them
every point
together.
counts.
Okay.
Oh, I make a little
And then you
flower
said
garland.
the
So cute.
Nervously. It's like
Huh?
the.
Con modifier, you said?
Yes, for each dice.
Oh, for each dice.
Yeah, that way, like if you roll one dice,
Okay, so
it's
then I
your
gotta
dice
add
plus your
plus 6
con
more.
plus your dice plus your con.
After my dance, I was like, very well. We might as well get this over with. How tore up are you?
Well, as
Clothes-wise?
he's gonna change into a different shirt. Yeah, he's gonna
Okay.
like face away from everybody and do that like shy thing where he's just like he's gonna keep and
Do you have like really long nipples? You're just afraid for like everybody to see your really long nipples.
Sorry, is there something
I just sat down. Who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
I'm gonna turn away from everybody. Don't look at my nipples.
Because he's all busted
They're totally
up.
normal, but nobody look at them. Okay.
Even you leave his puffy nipples alone, sir. I used to work on a job where we used to make fun of this guy named Craig because he had cashew-shaped nipples. It was pretty awful.
Cashew.
He looked exactly like.
Oh, good God, that's our bad time.
Whoa,
to
don't have that as a
Sorry.
Google search.
Listen,
Sorry,
I'm
Siri.
not editing this out, so.
It's okay.
I'm picturing this.
Oh, Jesus, no. His name was
Ooh,
Craig,
yeah.
and he looked exactly like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
Oh no.
That's
To the
terrifying.
point where we would literally go like, he'd turn and be like, "Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me so hard." And he'd be so free, he'd be like, "Stop it!" No, he's facing away because he's all busted up. He's not used to showing
He
his.
doesn't want to horrify the children.
Yeah. And then he's
He
gonna.
he's facing us, but he turns around, takes his shirt off, and then group
He's like gonna go to take his shirt over his head, but it's so bloody and clawed up that he just does kind of what Kai did and just like pulls it off, like gently. But he doesn't even have to like do what like the cool way Kai did, where he's like, he just kind of like it's like two strings. It's just like two strings is hanging on.
It's like wet yarn. Kind of just like drooping
And
on
he'll
you.
take a clean part of that with a little bit of water and canteen and scrub himself up a little bit so he's not completely bloody.
We're spritz.
It's way down there now.
He's just like,
The long nipple thing is not canon, by the way. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's not.
you'll come around on it.
And he's gonna put on.
Yeah. No, that's even worse.
Well,
that's like,
that's why he's facing
I'd rather
away.
take,
He doesn't want
I'd rather
anybody
take
to see.
big weird
He
nipples
doesn't.
than like just
He doesn't
no
have a
nipples.
belly button or nipples.
This is gonna be another
He's
TikTok
just
thing,
a
isn't
Ken
it?
doll.
This is gonna be another TikTok.
It's gonna be you and your
Long, scaly nipples.
your long like
God.
nipples.
I don't know if I want to listen to this again.
If you
Somebody
want
probably
nipple
does,
talk,
though.
you're gonna have to do it.
No, I don't want. He started it. I don't want any of this. He's got very perfectly shaped nipples.
So well, the three of
You
you.
don't know that. You're
Where's
facing
the
away.
So he's
You're three battling
Where's the
over
fan
long or
art?
short or
Where's the fan
cashew
art?
nipples.
So yeah, he's gonna scrub himself up and then put on a clean shirt and put his cloak on and like wrap it around him so nobody sees.
Guy's doing prestidigitation. He's a little bit torn up, but he's just kind of buttoning up his coat.
So while that's going on, while you're what would it be, dueling banjos dressing over in the Theratrix is gonna come down, and as you're putting together all your flowers, just kind of sit down in front of you. What are you doing?
Just linking these flowers together.
Why?
Just need something to do with my hands.
It's very pretty.
She makes them loop and puts them. My elbow just cracked. Puts them over his head like a little necklace.
Okay. Stands up straighter and looks over at you with a little dragon curl smile,
Yeah, smile and like nod.
and then he'll just curl up around your
I don't know why,
legs.
but I pictured him with little dimples, like little dragon
Oh
dimples.
my god, he's so cute.
He is. He's a cutie.
All right. Where to next?
Fucking military encampment.
Okay. You start gathering up your belongings and getting ready. You can see, like, you can't quite see it because there's so many beautiful trees and flowers and benches and people around, but you know, like, just on the other side of the Unity Gardens there, the Citadel's right there. And as you begin putting your stuff together, standing up, dusting off the dirt and grass, you hear this, like, squeal. It goes, "Oh my god! I recognize a fellow vampire anywhere!" And as you turn and look, you see Glitterati Divine walking up full of flowers. There's glitter, there's pinks and purples and blues and all the colors, the brightest of colors. And next to her is another drag queen. All goth, but like glitter goth. There is blacks and grays and white.
I am intrigued.
And like
what is this?
Reds and like hair up in these big
Liberty spikes.
that just like stick out, and then there's like ponytail on the side, and they're just wearing this tight like what would be like leather kind of vinyl. It's not really vinyl because that wouldn't be a thing, would it? Why not? Vinyl outfit.
We got magic.
Vinyl exists.
There's spandex in our universe.
All of these like decorative spikes everywhere. The makeup is stark white. It's hard to tell what their ancestry is. They could be human. They could be elvish or half elvish. There could be a half orc there. There could be a tall dwarf, but very like, and they're wearing these platforms that are probably a good 6 inches high, and they're with Glitterati, and they come over and see the two of you and just like walk over. Glitterati goes, "Eldon, nice to see you again." And
Hi, Glitterati.
and the other drag queen goes, "I'm Serafina Devenia. I would recognize fellow Devenians anywhere." And they come over and like put their hand out for the two of you.
Do the traditional Devenian.
I knew it. What are you doing here?
Did you call them vampires?
Yeah. Fellow vampires from Devenia.
Are you a vampire?
Everyone from Devenia is a vampire.
Devenia.
Like an
And
actual
and you
vampire?
can see they've got like these pointy teeth.
There are no vampires in Devenia.
Oh, that's what they like to. They teach us
There
that
is
in
no
school,
warden.
right? They just keep telling us that every day in school. There are no vampires in Devenia. Well, I am here to tell you that is false. We all know it. You are the spitting image of a vampire. Look at you, pasty ass, and you not even have any makeup on like I do.
I like to stay out of the sun.
No, it's not hard. It's not hard over there. They make it's like they plant trees everywhere on purpose to block out the suns. So, what are you all doing? Hey, Ayla.
Hello. We are resting up and going to a meeting.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
It is not at
No.
all.
And Glitterati goes, "I hear that Sigald is going to be doing a monologue this evening,
There is that as well.
taking your spot at the head of a." He's not. There's no way. He can't.
I will be on tomorrow.
Oh yes, I've been seeing the posters.
The card is subject to change, though.
Well,
do
if
not
you need a
represent me.
stand-in, me and Serafina here have been working on a thing. It's like the darkness and the the
And the
rainbow.
rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yin and yang, the duality.
Yeah.
Oh, that
We would
sounds
show you,
cool.
but we don't want anyone to. We're right out in the open, and they could steal our choreography. And
Yes.
if you get me a
completely
meeting with Melpomene, though, that would be
understand. I can bring it up.
awesome. I'm gonna have you do a roll, by the way.
I like them.
His fangs come out now.
So Serafina is kind of more fixated on the two of you. You kind of start getting a little agitated as Serafina is. So, how long are you here?
As long as we need to be.
That's not very fun. Have you considered staying? It is... I mean, you get used to the suns. It is gorgeous, and you could be part of one of our troops. You look like you have an artsy way about you. You're wearing a dirty cloak in the middle of a, coat, sorry, in the middle of the suns, and you have all that hair. I mean, we could do so much with all that hair.
He's a really good dancer, too. He, taught me.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Why don't you show me a move?
Kethra's just gonna go
Yeah,
like this
Kai,
to
show us some moves.
Not right now.
Come on. I know that Glitterati said that she wasn't going to show you, but I can show you like a solo move that I've been working on. And Glitterati's like, I'll block you so no one can see. Go ahead. And Seraphina does some, Vogue.
I want that as a gift.
Started as a vogue,
I want that as a
and then
gift
it
that we
turned
can.
into I don't know what.
I
Nope.
want that as a gift for the Discord. So bad. I want it as when you like something, how you can have a little tiny.
It's like vogue. Walk like an Egyptian.
She's just going to keep
Just
going.
keep going.
Yeah. And Glitterati's like facing away.
I know.
Just hears the squeaking of the vinyl on her face.
You know what I'm mentally
There's no
hearing is
music. He's just like
Peter Griffin.
Make it like just the mouth moves, like the.
Yeah. Doing all this.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Keep a straight face.
And then when she's done, she's like,
Eldon is going to clap. Eldon is gonna look. Eldon's like,
they kind of
very, very
like
nice.
pats her,
Well
her
done.
face, and because you can't wipe the makeup
wig
off.
back in.
Yeah, just like,
Fantastic.
thank you. Nothing from the fellow Devenian.
I've seen worse.
He's a bit moody, so just
I can tell. You can't be moody on Yamari Island.
say that to.
I know that there are monsters killing people on the other side of the wall, but you still can't. We're safe. And even if they were in here killing every single one of us, you have to keep a smile on your face.
He does not understand that yet.
Well, again, Devenia. We're all vampires in Devenia.
I am going to believe you at this point.
I mean, look at them.
Do you drink blood?
I like to have. There's a really great drink over in the arts district over at Fanny's that's called an extra bloody Joe. I don't know what's in it. I don't think it's real blood, but that's about as close as I get. Yeah.
We'll have to try it.
But not real blood. You don't drink real blood.
Well, there could be real blood in it, and then I would be lying to you if I said no. So I don't claim to know. I don't ask. You don't ask them what's in their stuff. So.
Oh. All right.
This one has the Devenian look, straight down. Hasn't smiled this whole time. It's been a while since I've been home, so you lose it when you get here. You just smile all day
He
day
hasn't smiled
long.
since we met
You
him,
just haven't been
No,
here long
I
enough.
do not think he is capable of smiling.
Oh,
He lacks the muscles in his face for it.
I've seen
Listen.
him relaxed once or twice, but I've never seen him.
there is a storefront I can bring you to. Just come
That's
down
it.
to the
I'm
arts
right here.
district,
You're just getting angry.
and there are plenty of additives, we'll call them, that'll get you smiling in no time.
We
I
have Nick's
want her to
walk
blow
over to him.
vampire glitter on him. Like, smile. This deep black. It's almost like little black holes. It sinks the light, but it's glitter somehow, so it's gonna be stuck on him for the rest of the game.
Prestidigitation.
Nah, even
Still
magic
one
can't
I was
get
gonna
all
say,
that
even
shit.
Even magic won't get a
on the side of
glitter.
your face.
Do we know, or would I know, I guess, if vampires are real or not?
You don't really know. They could be. You've
Everyone's
seen.
heard stories.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
like
if
you've
it
seen
was,
mantis,
a
like
known thing.
werewolves
Like, oh, yeah, there's
could
vampires.
be, vampires could be. You've heard of like liches. Like it's the kind of thing that everybody's heard of, and their parents would scare them with those stories, or other kids like would scare them with those stories. But no, you haven't seen one, or
Baba Yaga.
yeah, like Baba Yaga. Yep, everyone's heard of them.
I think that's actually a name of a hag.
It's a, yeah,
It's a hag.
It's like a witch,
Yeah.
like a Russian witch.
Yeah, no, she's a hag that lives in
Hag
a.
in,
I was
she
saying
lives-
to the I was saying
she
to the
lives in a
John Wick
house
movies.
with chicken legs. Yeah.
I was saying to the John Wick movie. That's what they call them.
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
can
Baba
look it up
Yaga
on
is real.
D&D
Mhm.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant like actual folklore.
Nope, not me.
Oh.
Straight John.
Yeah, no, she's a real.
Just John Wick.
Oh yeah, she's a real hag, and she lives in a house, and the house is on chicken legs, and you have to do a special riddle to get to the house.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing about that. The whole little cabin or whatever she has actually on like
Yep.
stilt-like legs, right?
So anyway, Serafina Devania is going to just kind of smile and, well, he's making me incredibly uncomfortable now, so I'm going to go, and hopefully we'll see you around, because we don't see a lot of Devenians around here, really. It's just so hot.
We will get him to smile eventually.
Come find me, and I will bring you to the place that the smiles might not be real, but they will be there on his face.
I do not care if they're real at this point.
We should really get going.
Yes, I suppose. Very well.
So they just kind of like hugs, Glitterati, and it's like no. Serafina is
You
like
smell like blood.
Not you.
is gonna come over and do an air kiss to you, and air kisses to everybody. All right, well, see you around. Get a smile on his face before you bring him back around me. Bye. And they head off.
Just like I just change into this shirt. Glitter is just.
Yes, there's glitter everywhere.
That's never coming up.
It's like chrome.
Even as you watch them walk away, because Serafina is wearing the vinyl, it's just like black, but it's like and there's just light shining off of her butt.
Like a black disco ball.
Yep. All right, so
You come from a homeland of vampires.
Just stories wet nurses and grandmothers tell around the fire.
I have honestly never read much about
I'm sure
where you
that
come from.
I'm sure that there must be stories of monsters on this island to scare little children in their beds. It's the same all over the
really.
world.
It was never a thing here.
Is that how you can walk on walls?
No.
Is that what makes you such a good dancer?
My grandmother's the reason why I'm such a good dancer.
Does she walk on walls?
Are you immortal?
No.
So many questions, but we should probably get going too.
He can heal him. He heals like better than us.
Not
That is what vampires do.
not for nothing, but dragons were stories and legends from where I'm from, and it's gonna like look over at there.
beaming with a flower necklace, like staying
not
very
for-
still and perfect, so that the necklace stays like without getting.
You're missing the number one thing. Look up. What do you see?
It's very
I'll
sunny.
give you a hint. There's two of them.
I mean, you said the vampires were stories. Perhaps the stories are wrong and they can be out in the sunlights.
Yeah, Serafina said she's a vampire, and she was voguing in the sunlight. So
She sparkles.
Does the sun not shine into Venya?
It's
Look at their
hazy.
complexion. It is.
Occasionally.
It's hazy, but in Rojas, the capital city, it's quite bright and sunny there.
Well, I'm convinced. No vampire here.
And Kethra, you would not obviously have heard of them from your growing up necessarily, because
Cult.
they kept things hidden. But once you left,
I heard things about
You heard
vampires. I was like,
things.
oh, okay.
They don't have to scare you with stories of vampires because they just scare you with like
Being who they were.
the threat of
The threat of your life, yeah.
The threat of do you like your legs?
Yeah.
Like oh yeah, I do. Thanks.
Vampires are just stories old people tell to young people to scare them. Think about it. You steal one person's life essence to extend your own. They don't want you going into other people's houses. Fear the dark when wolves and shadow cats are out. They're just stories.
You come from a truly terrifying land.
I come from the real world.
We've also never seen him drink blood. I'm convinced he's not a vampire.
Maybe we don't know everything about vampires. Maybe we only know what we heard in the stories, and maybe the stories aren't totally right.
That is
But
what I said.
But what makes a vampire a vampire?
Kai, what makes a vampire a vampire?
Vampires live off blood. They don't live off of food and drink. Blood sustains them. They're just stories.
I'll come back around.
Uncomfortable.
I think he needs a minute, yeah.
Why don't we all just take a little hit of our thorns and bring the temperature down?
Fine. Let's get going.
Ready to talk to the military, Kai?
Yes.
Okay.
Try not to be so grumpy.
No, very well. Let us go.
He's gonna double wrap the thing around Theratrix so it doesn't like fall off or anything like that.
He's trying to fly. He's like,
I mean, it's flowers. It's not rock.
No, he's not. What is he, a butterfly?
I don't know. I guess
So it doesn't hang.
in
so
my
low.
mind, I guess I pictured
like a lei, I'm
it was like a
picturing.
bead.
Yeah,
like
but he's gonna double wrap
thing.
it so it's more like up here.
Like a choker.
All right, so heading to the front gate of the Citadel. It is somewhat busy. As you get towards that front gate, you do see there's a tent set up. So just inside of the gates, which are this iron that has been designed with like it's flowers up at the top, but they are, when you get closer and look at them, like it's one of those double gates that you kind of push and it pushes out towards you to walk in. At the top, there's these beautiful flower iron, designs, but when you look at them, they are also kind of spiked in areas. It's a little bit of protection. And just inside of the gates, you do see a tent that is set up. Couple, I would say like 100 or so feet in front of the front doors to the actual Citadel or like the city hall type building. I'm just gonna pull up the Citadel description before you get to it, and let's see, on the outside of the Citadel you can see that they have like these lush vines that are crawling up the side of the walls. There's tropical flora all splashed around. There's like a combination of like, again, bright colors. It's not your boring kind of Western style, medieval, ugly, whatever. There's still oranges and blues and pinks and yellows and all of this outside. And these intricately crafted wooden doors on the actual Citadel itself. And you would know, having, come around this area and being here so long, like when you get up to the doors themselves, you can see that they're actually crafted in designs depicting scenes of various things, like scenes from the Callian history. And, it varies from when the elves arrived, from the brothers, and how the empire split, all kinds of things up there. So, but you stop before you get there, as there is a simple tent to block out the suns, and standing there is Valen Starling, who you, again, both would know to be the right hand to the mayor. She is a half sea elf, half human. She's got this, like, dark hair, like chestnut brown, that is curled up and always in a very tight, like updo. Very sharply dressed. And she has the kind of like webbed fingers, a little bit of a greenish, bluish, like glitter to her skin. And always looks she's got very sharp facial features, and she always looks just very serious. And she's standing next to the Cassian Guard military member who's sitting down and like writing things out. And as you approach, you can see there's a mercenary group in front, and one of them is like kind of not yelling, but just talking loudly, like, "You're gonna take our names off now. We're going. Take it off. We're not doing that one. We don't want any of this." And Valen is like, "You would be doing the Empire of Kalia a great service if you were to stay." And he goes, No. Cross off the names. Yep. We're leaving today. Let's go. And that group just kind of turns around and shoves off past you.
Are they like a big group of like bulky, like the Expendables, like Arnold, Stallone, like all those dudes, and they're just like fucking afraid to be on this
Hey,
island?
yo, I
Yes.
take his name off the list.
And they push past, and you see Valen is just like, she looks up at the sky for a moment and then takes a deep breath and then maintains her professionalism as you step forward, and you see an instant recognition, obviously Ayla, as you step towards the tent.
We were summoned.
Ayla Mairea. Lovely to see you.
Yes, likewise.
I haven't seen you since, I don't know, one of your more recent performances, I would say, when I went with the mayor. Beautiful job, as always.
Thank you.
Yes. So, this is not your typical, except for you, of course, I've seen your face around, group that you travel with.
They are performers from across the ocean.
Ah,
This one makes bird noises, this one dances, and that one plays the hand drum.
well, it appears... She looks at you and
Yeah.
multi-talented.
I like how there's like
Just listen to Island just-
no rhythm.
Hand drum.
Couldn't even give her the tambourine. Nothing.
No, I don't have a hand. I don't have a tambourine.
No.
I can actually hand her a hand drum, but I can't hand her a tambourine.
What about the triangle?
Cowbell.
A flute, a hand drum, or a
Yes.
hand flute?
More cowbell.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well,
Definitely
I
rock the fuck
am
out on cowbell.
less surprised to hear that you are multi-talented in the musical arts, but more surprised to have seen the skills that you displayed out on the West Gate.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think people... It's a long day, it's hot, there's... blood makes you see different things.
Of course. Well, we don't have to speak about this here. I am not the one that you would be speaking with anyway. Commander Torin Stoneforge would like to speak with you from the Valiant. So he instructed me that when you arrived with your cohort, I'm to bring you inside. So if you wouldn't mind, Jerome, you can make a note. And you see the guard makes a note. And what's the name of the mercenary group?
We're not a mercenary group.
And you see Valen, she just kind of puts her hands together. Are you sure?
Yes.
We are artists.
We're
What's-
only coming because we were asked to.
Well, what's the name of your artist group then?
We've just formed. We don't have one yet.
We're working on that.
You can write Ayla Mairea.
And co.
And then all of your individual names as well. So she steps
That
back.
becomes a party name. Ayla Mairea and Co. I'm like, oh, Christ.
Oh, I thought you meant like all your individual names. It's just your party name.
The technical
Ayla Mairea,
dance
Eldon
group.
Strake. All right, so the guard just like takes each of your names.
Good way to try to force us to do a party.
Well, now we have to think. We're going to think about it now.
So what names are you giving? Your name is already known, so.
I like my real name because I think it's known enough.
Okay.
That I mean, as well.
Just gonna
Full
give us
name?
Just first name.
First name?
First name.
First name?
Felicia.
Perfect answer.
Okay. Valen then nods, and you are led into the citadel. So she brings you in. There's people walking back and forth as you head into this main entrance. They're through those beautifully crafted, intricately carved wooden doors. You find yourself immersed in this spacious atrium that has tapestries, sculptures, these vibrant banners that represent actually the various districts in Mosswick and some of the guilds as well. You see a couple of banners that appear to be from outside of this city, and you would know that they are representative of the main city of Cambridge, which is the Callian capital city up to the north. You can see that they have sunlight that's filtering through these stained glass windows. It's cast this kaleidoscope of colors on the marble floors. The air is filled with a mix of official business and the fragrance of exotic flowers.
People
That's
working
just kind
flowers.
of carried in from the Unity Gardens outside. And you can hear the sound of the city, kind of muffled as you enter in, and it gets a little bit more quiet. You begin being led through past numerous chambers and meeting rooms, and as you kind of look in, some of them have people in them, some of them don't, but they are adorned with decorative motifs that is inspired by some of the local marine life as you go. And then these like strategically placed grand windows. It's very bright. It's very money. Like there was a lot of care put into making this a beautiful space. And people can come and go when it's daytime. So as she leads you through, she eventually brings you up a set of stairs. She is very much not engaging any kind of pleasantries. She's just walking you through. There's like the clack of her shoes, and it's just, you're on a mission. She's on a mission to bring you. And eventually you come to a door that she does a little rap on and then opens without really waiting. And when she does, you are led into this brightly lit office. It is not a temporary office. It's one of those where you walk in and you're like, this person lives in this room. There are in addition to the stained glass windows, there are awards and little busts and trophies and badges and stuff, like decades worth of achievements up on the walls. There are tapestries and a large desk, wooden desk that is carved with some kind of motif, flowers, within that room. And behind it, you see an individual, light skin, half elven man. He looks tired, like hasn't slept in decades.
Is he the man that was on the wall when I went up there?
Yes, you recognize him. This is Torin Stoneforge. His face is weathered. Very stern gaze. He just barely looks up as you come in. He is wearing his armor, not his ceremonial armor, but armor that you can tell has seen battle in the past. And he's writing notes as you are led in. Valen opens the door and then steps aside so that you can walk past her. And as you come in, he does stand up. and like puts his hands like behind his back, just resting as you enter into his office. And Valen looks to him, and you see him nod at her as she closes the door and steps in with you. And there are chairs in the space that are set up. There's 5 chairs for you. And he looks at you very disinterested and says, I'm Commander Torin Stoneforge. And you are Ayla Mairea.
Yes.
The rest of your names, please.
Iolite?
Eldon.
Kai.
Alicia.
If you would please take a seat. He stays standing.
Eldon's gonna stand behind the chair and not sit here.
I'm gonna do a front flip and like not front flip, not jump up in the air. I'm gonna do like a front ways cartwheel that where I end up landing in the chair and then leaning back on it and crossing
Okay.
my legs.
like, I totally don't want to be in the military. I have no skills.
It's like she doesn't want to get picked for jury duties. And she's just acting like as weird as she can.
I'm putting my
Backflip,
my
Ross
shoes
around.
on his desk. Is the chair close enough to his desk? Because I'll do that.
You're gonna put your shoes up on his desk? Your
I'll
feet?
just get back and then just put feet up and cross them and just be like.
Okay.
Oh god.
Are you sitting?
I'm just sitting down. Just sitting like totally normal.
Just kind of like,
Yeah, just sit normal.
So you're standing behind the chair?
Yeah, I'll have Theatrix he'll sit on the chair.
When he sees you do the flip, you see he just goes, and then he just stares at you.
Eldon just looking back.
Sit down.
Okay, fine.
You didn't even have her do roll an intimidation.
Dude, fucking. You think I'm gonna ask to make any rolls
You
whatsoever?
think you'd be the first to sit then?
So, as all 5 of you are sitting,
Just slumps into the chair.
Thalen stands like near the door, and then Torin does go and he sits down. He puts his hands up on the desk, as you would imagine any military leader who's about to have a conversation does, and looks at all of you. I would like to express a thank you for all of the hard work that you have done so far. It's come to my attention that it was the 5 of you who found out the information on the whereabouts of the Guardians. The fact that they...
Tell that you would know.
The guy in Balstead. Remember he had
Adria.
the sending stone.
So it has been described that they have been kidnapped and killed.
Some, yes, have been killed. Others apparently have been taken, yeah.
And how did you come to find out this information? I'd like to hear it from your own words.
We went through their home, lair, sacred ground.
Sanctuary.
And how did you come across their sanctuary?
There was a hunter, Callie. She led us into the right direction.
So this hunter has known about the sanctuary and brought you there.
She knew how to get us there, but she didn't know where it was.
General location.
And so how did you come across the sanctuary?
With due diligence.
I'm gonna need more specifics. Please do not take my demeanor as a threat or an accusation. I simply need to know as many details as you can provide to us so that we can continue with our investigation communicate to my superiors what is happening here and take the proper course of action.
Much do
Your
I trust him.
cooperation would be appreciated. You can roll an insight check.
Eight.
He looks very tired. And if he looks like if he could be anywhere but here in this room with you, he would be. But you can't tell if that's just how he looks all the time or if, you know, he really doesn't want to be here. He is based off of Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad. So that's who you can picture as you're having this conversation. How did you come to find out the whereabouts of the sanctuary?
There is a hermit in the jungles that knew of the sanctuary.
And who is this hermit in the jungles?
I forgot his name.
Chiron?
Cryon.
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 Chiron is his
Chiron's
sister.
your sister.
Yes.
Man, Ayla just giving up everything.
I want to get out of
I
here.
just heard Julie snicker as she was walking away.
Cryon Star Drifter.
Yeah.
And how did this Cryon Star Drifter know the whereabouts of the sanctuary?
I do not know. I do not know this man beyond mere hours.
The hermit, they live in the jungle.
Were you given any indication that this Cryon Star Drifter had anything to do with the disappearance of the Guardians?
No.
How long have you known this Cryon Star Drifter?
Just the few hours that we were with him, a day. But he showed great reverence towards the deceased of the monkeys that we came across.
He would never do that. He was very upset about what had happened.
Great reverence or obsession?
Just
No.
great reverence.
Respect. Not
Coming-
obsession at all.
Earthy people.
He buried and said words when we found the bodies of two of the monkeys. Had he had something to do with it? Why? What purpose would that serve? To trick us? Doesn't know us.
And you don't know him.
We also don't know you.
Well, you don't need to know me.
Then you don't need to know what we know. Level with us. Don't play this game.
The Empire knows me. You're a bunch of nobodies. But you have information, and you can either give it to me here in a friendly way, or the Empire will extract it from you. I would prefer that we continue our conversation the way it's going. But that involves your cooperation.
It also involves trust.
It does. It does. Right now, you've given me no reason not to trust you.
And you're not giving us a reason to trust you.
Again, I don't have to. So, you spoke to this Cryon Star Drifter, you went to the sanctuary, the monkeys had been stolen or killed. And killed. What else did you find at this location?
The drawing of the thing.
He takes it and slides it over. Adriel mentioned a symbol, lightning cloud. He was sending someone with a sketch of it, but it appears that person did not make it through the gates today. Is this the sketch that he was sending?
It is a copy of it, yes.
Anything else you'd like to inform me of your excursion to find the monkeys? Again, much appreciated that you put yourselves in danger to find out this information.
There's a line of decay crisscrossing the sleeping wilds. Is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
The Sleeping Wilds. A trail of some sort of ooze or goo that just decays and kills what it touches.
When you say a trail,
A
more
line.
details, please.
A line.
I understand that. Going in what direction? Coming from?
We
Whereabouts?
We didn't follow it. We just crossed it.
Multiple times.
Where did you come about crossing this?
The
Direction, north, south, east.
The Sleeping Wilds.
Sleeping Wilds is the whole island.
I'm trying to remember.
East
off the top of my head, I
east
believe
of
it
the-
went
it's the
east.
eastern, so
It
it's-
went east to west, I believe. I think the one that we came across.
I want to say it was in the eastern Sleeping Wilds, right?
But I believe the
Yeah, like
direction
going
was east
east.
to west.
Yeah.
Each time? Because
Yep.
we came across it several times. I
Because
didn't
we
realize
went-
it crossed
we-
east to west each
Because
time. Didn't
we went up and back.
Yeah, you kind of came across it as it wasn't a straight line.
Right.
It was kind of
the decay line of decay wasn't a straight line?
it was not a straight. It wasn't like if you were to picture it on a map, it wouldn't go like it was like
Yeah, it
you
wasn't-
came across it
wasn't
here and then
like
but it was
this.
traveling
It
in
was
an
like-
eastern
Like kind of
or
like how
westerly
these
direction.
Okay.
kind of go.
I just
like,
didn't know if but I didn't know if the line of decay was straight. And you're saying that we had crossed it a bunch of times?
You crossed
Or
it
if-
twice.
Yeah, but the line itself
Was like traveling
okay.
west from the east. Yeah. Okay. Did you tell him that? Anything more you can tell me about this decay?
Don't touch it.
some of those things. We think that there's something changing things on the island. We saw what we could best describe as a strange fruit. Attracted rats. Maybe.
Dropped from the sky.
I rifle through my bag and I pull out the jar with the little bit of slime and just like put it put it on the desk in
The
front of me.
rats were drawn to it, and they ate it. It changed them, mutated them, caused them to come together into one of those strange operations.
He reaches forward and takes the jar and just slides it over to himself so that he can take a look at it. You see him looking up and past you, and you know Valen is back there. but-
Those things outside the walls. I think those were the Langoliers.
He lifts it up and looks at it, and it's just kind of sludge sitting on the bottom there. And he puts it into a drawer that he has next to him. Valen, make a note so we can get someone on this. And you hear her go, of course. If the monkeys have been taken off the island, unfortunately, that is not something that the Empire is willing to investigate at the moment. Right now, the monsters are the priority. Those monkeys could be anywhere. Also, unfortunately, the attack today seemed to be a little bit too much for some of the mercenary groups that showed up. I think they were expecting free meals and beautiful flowers and beach time. So we've lost quite a few. The military, both the Cassian Guard and the Valiant, are focused on building defense, checking on the inhabitants.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
It's what
Harry is
Kethra
not
says. Meeting.
Was that one of your trance?
Sorry. What am I vision? Sorry. Sorry.
Happens sometimes.
Checking on the inhabitants of Balstead, Echo Haven, Beachmere, Summerland, and of course, maintaining the peace here in Mosswick. If you think that this is a lead, he slides the paper back over to you. Bring the sketch to Harbor Master Neria Galerider.
Area.
Neria, yes. Galerider. And while you're at it, You can bring her back this. And he opens up another drawer and pulls out a piece of paper and slides it across to you. And you can see that it is a roster. And he doesn't offer any explanation. He just slides it over. And you see written on the top, it says Deadly Fedora. And then roster. And you can see a list of names.
That's from the one shot we were supposed to play, right?
And tell her that the Valiant does not have the resources to help her with this right now.
A question, sir. When you were on the wall, did you see those 4 figures in the distance?
Yes, we did.
Is there any investigation on trying to figure out who they were?
See, that's where you all come in. We're down quite a few mercenary groups. And you hear Valen say, "These are a band of musicians, Commander Stoneforge. Ayla is one of our biggest hits here in the city of Mosswick."
I pass you the hand drum with my tail behind the seat.
There has been no change on this man's face somehow this entire time. He has just looked like you do that, and again he just goes like, shifts himself in his chair.
Kevin just goes.
Boom, boom. He stares at you until you're done, and I know who you are.
Yeah, most people do.
I saw what you did.
You know you did. As I did nothing.
And you were not musicians.
She has an instrument.
He lingers on you for a moment.
He's a dancer and
He is a
definitely
mime.
not a vampire.
He is working on a mime routine. He is very good at it, and it will be debuting within a few weeks. And he's a vampire.
So here's the thing.
Definitely not.
He is a vampire mime.
I want that like on the Twitch now where it says like Eldon, Drake Warden, blah blah blah. I want it so it's like Pat,
Definitely not.
Kai, definitely not a vampire.
Question mark.
With a little bat next to it.
Little fangs.
So I need you. You can sing a song while you do it. To help us find the source of these monsters. You're clearly very capable. Yeah, you might be a bunch of low levels right now, but you show promise.
Then
So
is
you're
this a
totally not gonna believe this.
free service that we are being asked to do?
So we've talked to a god.
Don't.
No, I'm saying that like a puppet. That's not canon. I was just fucking around.
Okay.
He wouldn't say that because he knows that this guy's gonna be like, these guys are on drugs. He's gonna check.
Which they are.
He's gonna search us. He's gonna search us for thorns.
Yeah, he's gonna look and see the claw marks.
That being said,
I know you
So-
spoke to the god.
you told Adrio that you spoke to God.
Oh,
Did
fuck!
Yes, you
We
did.
did? Oh shit! I totally
Yes, we
forgot
did.
that.
Adrio,
It was so long ago at this
I
point.
know.
Like, I forgot everything we fucking said. I'm like, how does he know all this shit?
It's like 2 days in game.
Yeah.
But it's like fucking feels like 3 months.
It has been 3 months.
Yeah, Jesus. So then I guess that's fucking
Okay.
canon. Then I guess he just says so. You talk to a god.
So he looks at you. Adrio did mention that in his message. So you spoke to the goddess Yamari. And you're trying to tell me that you are a bunch of musicians.
She is the goddess of happiness and joy and dance.
Just lucky, I guess.
So you are standing by the statement that you spoke to the goddess of joy and happiness on the island of Yamari herself.
No, that's
Is there really any more strange than monsters on Yamari Island?
It is. It is. Most of us have seen monsters. Very few have spoken to a god.
Thank you.
Back to your question, Miss Mairea.
Mairea, but you have to roll the R.
Nothing in this world is done for free. This is also your home.
That doesn't matter to her.
You agree to do this?
I'm smacking him in the back of the head with my tail.
We don't want to do that right now. I'm
Next
just
hisses at you.
I'm just saying,
Swats your tail.
just above the table, you don't want to do that.
Or do I?
No, you don't.
I'm gonna shoot him a side eye for now.
Agree to find the source of the monsters, and you will get a voucher for a runic weapon or armor of your choice from the Fireforge Armory, courtesy of the Valiant. The Callian Empire will reward you for the great duty that you have done and that you will do. And of course, the favor of the Emprex is priceless. The military has been tasked with the protection of the city. You say you came across a trail, find it, follow it, report back. He reaches in again to a drawer on the side of his very large, beautifully carved desk and pulls out a stone, slides it across, just leaves it, not to anybody in particular. This can be used once a day to communicate with this stone. And he places another one beside him on the desk. There's like a marking on both of them, carved in, just a small little symbol that may mean something. This communicates with nothing other than this stone. It can be used once a day. Communicate here, I can respond. When you find it, reach out. If you find yourself in an emergency situation, you may also use it then. Try to give us the location of where you are. Should you die, we'll be able to find this stone.
Oh, good. They get their property back.
It will lead us to you and possibly closer to the trail.
Is there anything you can give us to help us out?
You will already be given access to the armory and the rune stones, which is something that is reserved for the military. It's already a great honor.
And that'll be a runestone each.
Each.
Are we actually considering this?
I don't know if we can say no.
Don't think we
Look
really
at
have
him.
a choice.
I'm not sure if we can say no either.
I don't think we have a choice.
I can try to charm him.
Ayla, we need to do this.
He wouldn't know. Can they hear me?
Yes,
I think so.
we can hear you. If we don't, more people are gonna die.
He looks over at you, thinks about the various prophecies.
He slides over a map of Yamari Island, and he says, whereabouts on this map would you say the hermit Cryon Star Drifter is?
I do not think he would be happy with us giving the government his location.
Why do you need him?
We need to speak to anyone who has come in contact with the sanctuary, the monkeys.
He hasn't done anything.
And I'm not sure that it's wise.
No.
I don't need your advice on what is wise and what is foolish.
You
I
are
need
going
you to point.
You need fighters, and you're going to lose some if you
I
go
need
after
you to
him.
point on the map to where Cryon Star Drifter is located.
I will not do that.
Valen. You can't, unless you turn around to look at her. There's just no answer from her. Adrio also mentioned that you went to the Whaling Coast and you found a body. What did you do with that body?
We left it there.
You left it for the crabs.
And the body is where you found the tattoo.
And boat wreckage.
And a rusty sword.
There was also a symbol.
Yes, the one here on the paper.
Another symbol.
Another symbol.
The
The one on
symbol
the
of
tree.
the sanctuary.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's the one that I thought you handed to him, the picture at first.
Did I mention that to the dude before?
I think you mentioned it to Adrio.
Oh.
I know it's tough to remember.
We really told Adriel a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we told Adrio too much. He's a little chatterbox. Little chatty Cathy.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
What was the symbol?
It was the thunderbolt of the cloud.
Valen. You kind of turn around and she's just writing things down. So as mentioned, you will get a voucher. You can head over to the Forge Fire Armory. Choose your weapons. Again, the runes are common and uncommon only. Others are reserved for higher level skills. I'm assuming that the Empire of Calia and the Empire of Cassia can count on your support in this endeavor.
And she does a gigantic eye roll. And then looks at everybody. I suppose they can.
We'll do what we can.
He stands up and puts his hands back around behind his back. And you see or hear Valen like opens the door. And Torin says, "The Empire of Calia thanks you for your service."
Very loudly.
Get up, take my feet off his desk, click my heels together.
This is a point, I know we joked about it like a month ago, but this is a time where I wish Derek tricks could shit. I just have
Just leaves a
do
little
I just
pile
have
on
him
the
do a
chair.
quick lap around the room. Just
Nick's puke on his chair.
That's a very cat, yeah. Cat.
Verbal.
it's like gurk noise. You hear that late at night, and you're like, "Oh, cat." We've all been there.
And as you all stand up and begin walking out the door, he goes, You can stay behind. And he looks at you, Kai.
What did you do now?
I haven't done anything.
And Valen is like, Okay.
Do you actually want us to leave you?
I can handle myself. I'm fine.
I will escort you to the front. Come along. And she closes the door. And leaves Kai in the room. With Commander Tor and Stoneforge.
That guy's such a dick.
He's so scary.
Oh, you meant this? I thought you meant Kai.
He's not such a dick. Kai's just kind of a dick.
So
There's levels to the game.
he's still standing there with his hands behind his back and staring at you. He just kind of looks at you for an uncomfortable amount of time, not saying anything.
I know you're a vampire.
And then he says, Judging by the familiar nature by which they speak to you, I'm going to assume your traveling companions don't know who you are. With all due respect, Your Highness, what are you doing here? And that is where we are going to take a break.
Vampire Prince
Run away.
dice.
I legit thought Pat was just gonna go run out the door. Nope.
Like,
It's funny.
Smoke bomb.
So as you stand in the office of Commander Torrin Stoneforge, I don't know why I can't say, I want to say Stoneforge. He looks at you. Judging by the familiar nature with which they speak to you, I'm going to assume your traveling companions are not aware of the importance of your station. With all due respect, Your Highness, what are you doing here? And what are you doing traveling with a bunch of wannabe mercs? Gonna get yourself killed and start a war.
I am right where I'm supposed to be.
I'm going to assume your grandmother does not know you are here.
And let's keep it that way.
Do you know what's going on in Devenia?
I haven't been there in a month.
The Queen has stated that her young grandson has taken ill. It's been a month since anyone has seen him. Now, we both know that that's not true. I had it on good authority that Malachi Morningstar is not in the palace. And then one Morden from the Cassian Guard put a little bug in my ear that there was a Kai traveling with Ayla Mairea. Wanted me to look into you. Couldn't put his finger on it, but there was he called it an arrogance about you. Didn't take long. What are you doing traveling with these folks?
Like I said, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I didn't come here looking for this, but I'm here now.
This just fell in your lap. You just happened to be at the site of an assassination of a Prawn ambassador and the abduction of the only things having kept this island monster-free for ever.
It's one hell of a way to start a vacation, I'll tell you that.
A secret vacation. All right, Your Highness. I can sit on this information. Morden is the only one that suspects anything. And right now, the Valiant and the Cassian Guard have other priorities taking precedent over the true identity of a violet-eyed, pasty-skinned, no offense, human traveling with Ayla Mairea. But I need you to aid us in this. Find where these monsters are coming from. I am not saying that you need to close a rift, slay a god. Just find it, get as much information that you can, and report back to me. I'll take care of Morden. I can have him sent somewhere else a little bit less exciting.
That would be best. Because word would not want to reach back to my grandmother. That makes her look like she's lying.
Indeed. You be careful. Of course. Because just as devastating would be that the Prince of Devenia winds up dead on the island where an ambassador was just assassinated by the Emporian government, allegedly.
Well, As long as you keep what you know to yourself, and so does Maud. Just another traveler.
If anything, you come back with good information, can be an alliance creator.
I do not speak for anyone but myself.
That's where you are wrong. Your Majesty. He gestures towards the door.
A little slow, extra long linger, and he's just gonna do the up, down, and turn and walk out.
He does the patented Mike Ehrmantraut, like, as you stand and walk out the door. And you can see that your friends are being led down the hall. They didn't get that far. You are being walked back by Valen Starling, who leads you back through to the front. And she says, also know that the mayor did see your valiant efforts at the gate, and I know that she will be seeking an audience. Is there a good time, perhaps after the show tomorrow? Or...
To meet the mayor.
Yes. Her favor would go quite a long way after today's tragedy.
Yes, after the show should be fine.
Okay. We'll have someone bring you over after the show.
We look forward to it.
Did he already give us the vouchers? Or
No,
is it
she
just...
will.
Here's your gift cards.
Yeah, as you head up and meet up with your team here, you all see Kai looking more agitated, than usual.
If we see Kai
He's
coming
like-
out when we're walking, Eldon would stop. Let him catch up.
She brings you to the front gate, and then opens up this little binder that she's been carrying with her, and there are these little tokens that are very simple. They just have like the symbol of Yamari, which is like a mountain with flowers around it, and she hands you each one. You can let the Fireforge Armory know. Sorry, Forge Fire Armory know that you have been given access to the military grade weapons, the runic weapons, as was the commander's instruction.
Thank you. So this is happening. Oh, good.
You are, well, I would say free to make your decision, but there are consequences for every decision that we make.
Defrauding the military of their goods.
We'll keep our word.
Have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the morrow. She just turns and walks back into... You can see another group of mercs that look like they're chatting with the tent, like, no, our name is right here. You're going to remove that. That's the name. Yep.
Cowards.
And you do have the piece of paper. I don't know who took it.
I took it.
The roster.
Yeah.
So should we go see this harbor master?
What time is it?
The suns are setting. It is about, I would say, like 6 p.m., 6-ish.
How long would it take to get to the harbor master and then back for what's his face's monologue?
You could probably do it. I mean, if you have a destination and then you're gonna come right back, you could probably do it in 2 hours.
All right. We will head that way.
Okay.
I mean, I did not wake up this morning expecting to be drafted into the military, or I suppose we were not drafted per se. We were
Enlisted.
yes, a good word. Mercenary group. That is foolish sounding. Clearly, we are musicians.
I think it's where we'll be able to do the most amount of good. Though, Ayla.
You keep saying yes.
It's better than hiding in your room.
I don't hide in my room. I sleep in my room.
Hiding inside the concert hall.
Either way, we have things we must do.
Lead the way.
I thought we were walking and talking.
Oh.
Okay. So,
Eldon's walking kind of slow.
Oh, right. You're,
He's really yelling.
you can do the most good. I love people.
all right. So you continue down, heading towards the port, where the harbor master is.
So we're looking for the harbor master and for was the note for the harbor master
Note
also,
was
or
for
was
the
for the
harbor
captain
master.
of that?
Nope, the note is for the harbor master.
okay.
It says Deadly Fedora on it, and I
Okay.
assume you rolled it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nera Galerider.
Neria Galerider, yes.
Oh, there's an I in there. Okay.
So you head through towards the port. And towards the docks. The
I wish we got badges. I wish we were deputized and we got badges.
We don't need no stinking badges. I want to be like I just want to be Doug Holiday.
Yeah, I would just be like,
Johnny
everywhere we go, I'd be like, officially this.
I mean, typically, people who actually want to do the job are gonna get better things, but you guys are fighting all of it, so they're like, okay, take a coin and go fucking do this. All right.
Hey, no one said anything about badges. That might have changed it.
So you head towards the docks. I'm gonna see if I've got any dock sounds. I think I do.
Do not mistype that.
I do have medieval docks.
Duck sounds.
Duck sounds?
Yeah.
Okay. I like where your head's at.
Mistype it.
Not what I was thinking, but I like it.
Thanks, Michael Gelfi Studios.
If she was funny, she'd hit a button and go whack, 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 whack.
All right, so you head towards the docks, and it is starting to slow down. The suns are on their way out, and so people are packing up, not doing quite as much. There's a lot of folks pulling things together for individuals that are leaving. You can see some people getting on boats that are going to be heading out. You do see on some of the larger ships, passengers who are getting their names checked against those rosters as they head up onto the boats. But you head over to what is the fucking harbor master's office area or building. Heading inside, it is very busy, people still coming in and out, and you see several desks that are set up in there with individuals who are writing things out, or you actually see some ledgers that are open, and then there are pens that are writing on their own, just writing things. And you can see some people checking over, and then they might move the pen or dip it into some ink and then let it keep writing. And then they see something is writing and they read it, and then they make a little note elsewhere. So there's office workers in this harbor master's hall. It's not a huge building, but you can see in the back as you keep going, there is a door that is open, and in the back there is what appears to be that's the main office, with an individual back there making notes and whatnot. So as you come in, there are some ship captains that appear to be talking with folks that are working there, and nobody's really paying attention to you at the moment. You're just another group of people that have entered into this building.
Either in like a separate office, you're saying?
In the back, like a main office in the back.
We go over there and we rat-tat-tat on the door.
All right, you head right up. You see this woman sitting in the at a desk. Papers are everywhere, but everywhere in a very organized way. Like they're not haphazardly thrown about, but there's stacks and ledgers and all kinds of things. And then on her desk, she's writing out something. She looks up. She has this very commanding presence. The moment she looks up, she says, "How can I help you?" She's a half sea elf and half giant.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
She has a very like elegant elven features on her face, but then this like hint of just resilience in her. She is writing things out. She like stops just a moment looking at all of you. Yes?
Yes, hello. Good afternoon. We were deputized by fuck's his name? By Jordan. And
Commander Stoneforge?
yes, the guy who owns the tavern.
Dude, that took me a second. That was
That's why I get so messed up saying I worked for Stoneforge. So
that
like,
was
he
just like because I
wrong.
had thought about that earlier, and then like my mind just when you did that, like I fucking
The one in Rainham is very good.
disconnected for a second.
We still have a gift card there.
Let's be actually.
Card.
Forget about that.
Oh, I have $100. We'll all get
Last
happy.
Session
time.
at Stoneforge.
All right, we're canceling. We're done.
We'll all get happies.
Commander Stoneforge,
Yes, we are apparently now working for him. Anyways,
you've joined the military. Are
um,
you military faction?
we are freelancers.
You're a mercenary group.
We are performers.
Can I help you?
Yes, we have two things. First, this is for you from him. I just slide the note over, and he says,
Did you ask if it was the harbor master?
I'm assuming.
She said woman.
That's a woman right there.
Says everything.
You're a woman,
Woman near
right?
the harbor.
He says, the Valiant does not have the resources to help with this at the moment.
She reaches over and just like kind of pulls it apart and leaves it there. And then she goes, "Fuck it."
Yes, I would like to have said that to him as well. Second, you might be able to assist us.
How does the military not have the resources to help with a missing ship? Can you tell me that? This ship was leaving the harbor with civilians, and they don't have the resources to help? The Empire does not have the resources to look for these fucking people? 4 days in, we lose contact. Has he sent you to go find them?
No, we have to go find other things.
So he just sent you along because he didn't want to face me himself to tell me that they didn't have the resources to go find these people? What kind of message is that going to send to the Eporian, Apranan, and Devenian governments? That's who all these people were. Just leans back.
Is this the why they say do not kill the messenger?
We understand your frustration. Stoneforge can be a very frustrating individual.
Yeah. He can.
So, we have something in common.
And what would that be?
He pisses us off.
So what does that make us? Friends?
Acquaintances so far. I hardly know you.
I don't even know your fucking names. Aren't you somebody famous around here?
Maybe.
I think I've seen your face.
Right. Famous. Subjective. But,
Yeah.
yes.
Any of these people could have been famous. They don't seem to be worried about it. Didn't hear after the day 4. Silence. Four days.
This is the only ship it's happened to.
Yeah.
How many ships leave here every day?
Hundreds. Well, that might be an overstatement, but it feels like hundreds. Right, Jeremy? And then you're like, yeah, boss. Yeah, it
Is
feels
there
like
someone
hundreds.
of note on this ship.
So it has to be somebody important? The captain was on this ship. His daughter was on this ship. You look at those names. Anybody famous?
That is not what I was getting at. I was thinking more of it. Perhaps it disappeared because someone of note.
Well, fuck if I know, and the military's not sending any resources, so...
What was the last message you received?
All's well. See, with these ships, the ones that are transporting civilians, there are checkpoints where they just check in. Quick, easy, writes it down automatically with the little pens we've got. Nothing. It's been, I don't know, a week?
Perhaps they lost their pen.
No. They didn't lose their pen. They didn't check in at any of the ports they were supposed to go to. They disappeared.
And how far from the island is your jurisdiction? Can you not send Jeremy to go and search?
No. Jeremy's a paper pusher. And I can't go off of this island. It's just... I know we're all under a lot of stress. But I'm in charge of making sure that people are safe, and this is not common. And this particular captain... is not known for fucking around. Captain Montgomery.
It's not a name I expected for some reason.
It's a good old British explorer from the 1800s.
Old Reginald Captain Bud Montgomery.
But Montgomery, is that what you said?
Started just a fucking...
So he just sent you here to let me know that he's not going to help me.
Partly. We need your...
Sorry, it wasn't Montgomery, it's Stormweaver.
That is much more in line with the name I was thinking. We could...
You know what might interest you? You're from this island, right?
Yeah.
You're part of the Summerland crew. Briarburn folks.
Yes, I am from Summerland.
Take a look at this roster. Tell me if you recognize any names.
Do I?
So as you're reading through it, a couple of names stand out. You see the Captain Roderick Stormweaver. His daughter, Seraphina Stormweaver.
Seraphina, was that a name we just heard?
One of the drag queens, Seraphina Demonia.
Oh.
There's Thrain Ironforge, who was like the first mate of this ship. And a Solaria Nightfeather. Which you, of course, would immediately recognize as one of the clans from your town.
I was gonna like, when he was right, I was gonna like, hoping you catch my eye and be like, you have to tell him. You have to tell him.
I knew that.
Don't just say the name, you have to tell him who it is.
Anyway, who was after the daughter?
Just say, am I wrong?
It doesn't matter. The name that you need to know is Solaria. Sylaria. Nightfeather.
By the way, she would have a different last name. She wouldn't be using
Okay.
her last name.
Well, she
Don't be a
might.
dick, right? Just,
Fucking tradition.
You don't know what she's doing?
Apparently I don't if she's not following protocol.
And you also see another name, Felicia Kane.
She's like, sink it! Find it and sink it!
I start
It already
twitching.
sank.
Like,
FLEESHA KANE.
bye, Felicia.
The
am
chef
I the only
was
one reading this? Or
well, for now, but you can hand it around if you want.
I will hand it to her and just kind of point.
That's right, one of the Night Feather clan.
Yes.
The chef is missing.
Does Kai recognize any of the names?
The only one you'd recognize is Felicia.
Same thing.
Yeah. Maybe that'll get the Valiant or the Cassian Guard. I know that, that village has some protection going on. Cassia's really interested in making sure that you all are safe. I'm just saying, I don't like it when I see civilians and innocent people just being treated as if they don't matter.
It is very disconcerting, yes.
I absolutely agree.
Unfortunately, he's worried about the people on the island right now.
I can understand that.
Perhaps a word with the mayor can divert resources.
My word with the mayor? I sent this up the chain. You just brought it back from the mayor's office.
We will be speaking with the mayor tomorrow.
Okay. Maybe drop in that name. Night
Perhaps.
Feather.
I mean,
I don't
do
think
not
it would
they
go
hold us
over
in that
well.
high of reverence, but
Anyway, what all did you need besides this?
we needed your expertise in perhaps recalling information. Are you familiar with this symbol?
She takes a look at it. Looks familiar. We see a lot of symbols. We try to keep track on which ships at what time. You never know. Just in case there's thieves coming through, gangs, rival, whatever. What do you need this for?
It might have, it does have some connection to what might be happening on the island.
Oh, really? That important? That important, and they sent you? I'm assuming you just came from the commander's office. He didn't have anything to say about this?
He said if anyone did, it would be you.
We were sent here for your expertise.
Oh, he's very nice, isn't he?
No.
No, I know. Well, if you're a mercenary group, what all do you call yourselves?
We are not there. we are just performers, working on the side to help the good people who need help.
We're
The
working
good
on,
helpers?
We're working on the name.
Ayla and her posse?
No.
Ayla and friends? The Happy Ayla clan?
We're not that organized.
The disorganized Ayla posse clan?
We'll take all those under advisement.
You should.
If we choose any of them, you'll get a royalty. Don't worry.
I don't know what that means, but if it'll get me out of this shit job.
Not promises you cannot deliver.
What would you call a cloud with a lightning bolt?
A
People.
thunderstorm.
And what would the name of a group that happened to use that symbol? What might you call it?
Hey, Jeremy. Come back here. Hurry, boss. You see this little gnome just like runs over. Why don't you take this and go look in the files and see if there's anything that comes up. Grabs it. You got it, boss. Looks at all of you. Then heads back out. So while that's happening, since you've been sent over here by one Commander Stoneforge, Yeah, I can look up some stuff for you. But how about you use your skills to help me out?
So how could we do that? Remember, we are just musicians.
I love that now we're getting roped in, like all the side mission, all the side content
People
is
are
coming.
asking a lot of favors of us.
People keep asking a lot of names.
This is just like at work. As soon as you show a little bit of competence, they just want to give you everything.
The reward for hard work is more work. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll give us a pizza party at the end of the week or
Hey,
something.
yeah.
Here's a rune for a free pizza.
It's always the
At
way.
your Mari hut.
Always the way. Anything to not pay you. I like that rune hut. The rune hut.
So we have another thing that our commander does not want to help me with. There's a ship. We've moored it. We've tied it up. And no one will go near it. But it arrived, maybe 2 days ago. No crew. Just showed up. The Impenetrable Peace was supposed to go check it out. They went on board. They went through it. They said nothing to see here. But they also said that they got a vibe.
A vibe.
An uncomfortable one. And despite their leader being named Valor, they've decided it's not as important right now with everything going on. They have other more important things to do around the city with their newfound formalities and recognition from our lovely mayor. So they don't want to do it. If you go check it out, come back here, and I will tell you all about what we have found out about your picture drawing.
God damn it.
I need to find.
We have to go
where
on
I
a spooky boat now.
Go.
Jinkies.
It was the old lady harbor master the whole time.
She's on the boat, just, all right, I'm gonna send them there, and then you guys show up, and she's like, woo!
We're scare the fuck out of them, and then the mayor will have to give me a rescue ship.
Zoink scoop! We gotta go!
Like sewing scoop.
Puppy power!
Holy shit! We're all scrappy.
You have to bring Scrappy into it.
Because you always did you saw the
Everybody
live
just-
action movie?
Oh yeah.
That's the best part of the
just
movie.
loaded
They
a
made
mental
Scrappy the
shotgun.
bad
Was like, gotta
guy.
put you down. Sorry, pal.
It's like fucking Oliver on the Brady Bunch. No one wants.
Nobody
young
wants
one.
Scrappy.
Someone must have.
It was a
because
good pull though. It got me off guard.
At one point, like if you remember, like they scrapped every other part of the Scooby Gang, and it was just like Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy going on adventures. It's like I still watch the fuck out of it, but it's just like where's the rest of the gang? Why is Scrappy here? And no one else.
They were in a throuple.
Two of them are related, and one is a human.
No, I'm saying the other two. Fred, Velma, and Daphne.
Okay.
Jesus, how did your mind go to that?
I
Because
was
we
like,
were
that
talking
went,
about
like, real,
the dogs
like, Game of
and his
Thrones, like,
companion.
incestuous real quick. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family.
Oh, there it is. So the ship is called the Wisteria Sound.
The what?
Wisteria Sound. Crashed into two other smaller boats. Caused some damage, but no casualties. Like I said, there was nobody there.
Has a ship ever been in your port before?
No. I mean, it was scheduled to come in. But
Where
It was
was
late, and when it arrived, there was nobody on board. When they did go on board, the impenetrable piece did say that they kind of felt confusion, dizziness, nausea. But then they didn't want to stick around.
Where is this boat coming from?
You know? Lucinda! Yeah, boss!
I like the workplace culture this lady's got.
Where the wisteria sound come from? It takes a second. It's coming from Devenia, boss. Devenia.
And you guys are like, the impenetrable piece is like 99% sure it wasn't vampires.
Vampires? What are you, 3 years old?
No. What else?
He's 3 feet tall.
I know, that threw me so
3
hard.
IQ.
Anything I may have snapped, that fucking...
What are you, -3?
I gotta use that. What are you, 3? And when somebody goes to answer, years old? No.
Clearly,
you're
I
right.
can see you're not 3 years old. What kind of question is that? Vampires?
A silly one.
Yeah,
Apologies.
vampires. You guys been smoking something? You
Not-
don't have a
not-
name? You come
Not,
in?
not exactly. Our arms are all gently
All
stretched.
of a sudden, Ayla and
With their arms.
put them behind their back like this. Like,
We didn't
No,
smoke
not
anything.
smoking anything.
We can take a look. But what do you want us to do? What are you hoping for?
I would like for somebody to go into this spooky ship and go down to the captain's quarters and get me shit from the captain's logs. The
So
ship
you
doesn't
want-
come through.
You want the captain's logs?
Yeah. Go into the captain's room.
Oh, very well. Where is this boat?
Up on the north side
North side of the
of
island.
the docks.
Okay.
It's just a fucking hall.
it's literally like as soon as we walk out the door, we can see it.
Yeah, it's right over there.
There.
It's like a beautiful sunny day, and the seagulls and all the beautiful
One
boats, and then this one boat with like the dark cloud over it, the little vampire bat.
Skeleton.
Yeah.
That accordion, that creepy accordion noise when you see it, you know, that...
We'll
That
check
one.
it out. We'll check it out.
Awesome. By the time you get back, I might have some information. You doing it now?
Yeah.
It's very,
I
That's
guess
very brave.
that,
That's very brave of you.
It's
Braver
not
than
gonna
the
be less
impenetrable
spooky
piece.
tomorrow.
We'll talk. Tomorrow morning might be better.
Well,
In the daytime.
whenever you come back with
You
the
don't believe in
captain's
ghosts,
logs,
do you?
I'll have your
Definitely not ghosts or
information for
vampires.
you. You see Jeremy comes back, he's like, I got it. She's like,
No.
It's like,
Come here, you little gnome.
he's like,
get him! Go to your legs!
We're all just stomping. Get him. Yeah,
Nixon, Jeremy.
Nixon Theratrix
Nixon
just tackle him.
Imagine if we said no, he'd be like, no, thanks, Jeremy, we're good. He's just like,
The magical paper shredder.
She's like,
It's
gold,
a
gold star,
mimic.
Jeremy. That's why your name's up on the wall. She points over, and it's like employee of the month, and it says like Jeremy Saddlebags.
it's all Jeremy. It's like 3 years worth of employees of the month, and it's all pictures of
But
Jeremy.
Poor Lucinda.
That poor
one.
other
No, I was gonna
Lucinda, is
say
that the other one?
Lucinda is like in
Lucinda.
there, like just like randomly, like
She's
just
behind
one
him.
of
She
them.
had one.
The pictures, she's behind him.
There's like 17 employee of the months, and like at number like 6 is just her. And then after that, she was like, I'm never fucking doing this.
It was when Jeremy was on sabbatical.
Yeah, he wasn't there. Who's on vacation? Well, we may have a stop we want to make first.
We have apparently a lot to do now.
I meant before we do this particular task.
Where?
The forge.
Mm-hmm.
Probably best to go properly armed and prepared in
Is that
case.
far?
I mean,
Well,
No, it's closer.
we're still
to,
inside, right? Well, we walked out. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't know.
we
It's
walk over the same by.
Our business is
I don't know.
concluded.
Bye-bye.
Our business is
I don't
concluded.
know.
You're at the
Well,
docks.
So go fucking do it. All right.
Business
Thanks.
concluded. Just walk out.
The forge fire armory is on the other side, back where like you came from. It's
Is
to
it
the-
even like open? Like it's getting.
Sun's
late
not
in the
down
day.
yet.
the sun's well. The sun at this point the suns are going down. It's closer to 6 p.m. now, so this is about the time they
I
start
would-
disappearing.
Think that we should hit Fireforge?
That's what I.
Forge
Forge
fire tonight.
The fire forge.
Properly arm ourselves or armor ourselves, whichever. And then maybe hit that ship in the morning.
Well,
I mean, they said the ship's empty.
the ship is not going anywhere. But I suppose since we have these fancy vouchers to get things, and you are still bleeding a little bit.
Yeah, I could use a.
Yeah, maybe.
I could use a sleep.
But if we are going to the forge, we should probably go as fast. I do not know how long they're open. That is not the place I go to for any reason, ever.
Then let's go.
All right, let's go.
Brisk walk, brisk walk.
All right, you head back to the western side, and find the Forged Fire Armory. They are once you approach it and get there, they are like hard at work. It's not a place that's open particularly because they make things specifically for the military. That is what they do. So you've seen it before, but because it's one of those. You can't ever go there.
I don't go there. I don't
Yeah,
wear
you
armor.
don't know
I
anybody
don't
who
know a
goes
soldier.
there. Yeah,
I just
exactly.
all that shit. I'm just like, that's a place.
Yep. So it's there, but it's like, I would have no reason to even pay attention to this. And when you get there, you're like, oh, yeah, the Forge Fire.
This place.
Yeah. So,
I thought it was a pizza joint.
so you all have a voucher. That you can use to get one either weapon or piece of armor. You cannot get something added to something that you already have. You have to get a weapon that they have already made, and it is one of these. So once this thing fucking opens.
Is it on the from that thing?
Yes, but I'm going to tell you which ones
you already have, like,
are
a
available.
selection.
Yeah, I have the ones that are available. Let me just pull up. So we are utilizing the Armorer's Handbook in this particular game, which is a creation by Heavy Arms, I believe is what they're called. It's taking a minute to open. By the Armorer's Handbook, doesn't tell you. Yeah, heavyarms.com. So, the runestones that you have at your disposal. Oh, you know what? I wanted to pull it up in here. Sorry, everyone. So much to fucking keep track of.
Would you pull it up? Yeah. Nice. I'm actually in the process of printing all of it out. And I've got all the sleeves and I'm going to put them in and then put them in a binder just so we have it for the table.
Yeah, some things I like.
But-
It's nice to have it, but yeah.
But it's hard
like
to
a
like
binder
read. But like I
is,
have it. I
nice.
actually printed out half, but I ran out of color ink. So half of it's in color and half of it's just black and white. And I'm like, oh, shit.
So you can get the Alchemist Runestone, which it has to be infused in armor, so whatever armor you would like to use here, that is consistent with what you're wearing. Like you can't go from like $100 to $2,000 worth of armor. When you drink a healing potion, when you have something like this, I'm gonna have it be, and I'm changing this. It says 2 additional hit points, which I think is stupid. So I'm gonna have it be while you're wearing this armor, you regain 2 additional hit points, 2 plus your level, when you drink a potion of healing. So if you're level 4, you would gain 6 hit points. If you're level 17, you would gain 19 hit points when you drink a healing potion.
Plus the potion, or that's what you're
So
getting?
the potion plus 2 plus your
That's
your,
cool.
hit points. When you specifically drink a potion of healing. Not when someone casts a healing spell on you, it's when you drink a potion of healing. So that's the alchemist. So that's changing what it says in the book. There's
Now I
also
gotta print out that page.
arrow catcher. So this is armor as well. 3 charges. When you are wielding a shield, so it has to be a shield, actually. Anybody use shields?
No one
Anybody?
uses a shield.
Okay. Never mind. Bound armor. As a bonus action, while you are not wearing the armor, you can use the rune to cause the armor to appear on you in a flash. So you can don or doff armor instantly as a bonus action. Bound weapon, same thing, but Kethra, you already have a cat one, but what the cat does is, as a bonus action, you can activate the rune by speaking a command phrase, and for 1 hour you can see normally in darkness, up to a distance of 120 feet. You can't use it again until the following dawn, but with a weapon that has this, you can see. I'm skipping Chaos and Daywalker. Those are not options. Elemental Shield. So this can be affixed to armor or a shield. You get to choose a damage type of acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. And if you choose this one, I'll go through that again. While you're wearing the armor, whenever you take damage of that chosen type, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by an amount equal to your character level plus your constitution modifier. Sorry. And it says suffer 1 level of exhaustion, but hold on. Yeah, I'm going to keep that because you can change the chosen damage type over the course of a short or long rest by spending 30 minutes with the runestone, which is basically a short or long rest. Then there's one called Endure. When you make a death saving throw, the runestone activates automatically. Unless you roll a 1, you treat any result as a 20. Once it's been activated, you roll a d6. On a result of 1 through 4, it can't be used again until a long rest. Featherfoot lets you have a standing jump equal to your current walking speed. Focus. When you fail a con saving throw made to maintain concentration on a spell, you can activate the rune to succeed instead if you fail. Once it's been activated, you roll a d6. 1 through 4, you can't do it again until a long rest. Knock opens up... it casts the knock spell, so you can use that once with this rune. So the knock spell allows you to open up a locked door. There's Mariner, which lets you attack normally while you are in water. I'm not doing non-detection. Serpent, which when you hit someone, you can attempt to poison them. They have to succeed on a con throw or be poisoned for a minute. And they can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turn. That is a weapon thing only. Thief. Once per day while wearing this armor, you can re-roll a failed dex check. If you do so, you have to use the second roll. Warrior. The runestone keeps your sword in hand. While you have this on the weapon, you cannot be disarmed. And then Weaver's Ward, which allows you, while wearing the armor or wielding the weapon, so it can be one or either one, you can cast mage armor on yourself once per day. So your AC becomes 13 plus your Dex modifier. So I'll let you kind of think about it. And you can choose after. And just let me know in the Discord.
These are all armors.
No.
Armors. Some of them are armors and some of them are weapons. Some of them are either.
Yeah. So the last one
So
with
you're
the
just gonna
with the
throw those in the Discord.
yeah,
Or...
the last one with like the mage thing, mage armor, is it can be either a weapon or armor.
Can more than one person take the same one?
Yeah, you can take whatever you want. Yep.
I don't have a weapon. I mean, I have.
Yeah, but you could put it. Some of them
It's
go
on
into
literally
armor.
any weapon. So the thing with the runestones is they cannot be removed. Like you're getting a pre-made weapon or armor from the armory. The runestones are attached to that weapon. Whatever it says, like if you're not wearing the armor and it requires you to, you can't have the armor in your pack and activate the runestone. You have to be wearing the thing. You have to be using the thing that it is on. That's the trade-off. Because these are pretty expensive. So, you do some shopping and you choose your thing. Where are you headed to?
You gotta run to the performance, right?
Okay. So you get all your new toys. And it's about, yeah, we'll say it's like 7:30, and you can see people like across the way, like looking way off to the Starlight Concert Hall. All of the, you are no longer at the docks. All of the lights are starting to lighten the roads, and you can see people like heading into the Starlight Concert Hall. A whole bunch of people who are not heading to the Starlight Concert Hall, but there are some going in. It's beautifully lit at night. You already know this. And as you kind of run across the way to try to make your way in there, you can go into the actor's entrance, which is like, there's a beautiful staircase, like from your angle, like it goes up and it sweeps up to the double doors that go in, and then there's like a side entrance on, like to the right that you can go duck into, and then it brings you to where the actors go. But as you all head in, you see like Bushy Branch is getting like lighting all set up, and Elmfrid is there, and she's like, Iolite, I was taking over your spot. Do you want to come and help with the setup?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay,
Sure.
over here. This is what he wanted. And she goes into all the details about what Sigald wants.
It's true. You do have a job.
Oh, shoot.
You've been traipsing around with us all the time. It's like you kind of have a job there.
She's using her PTO. Okay.
And, oops, that's not what I wanted. You see everybody just starting to like shuffle in, and people, let's see, who would say this? Paley Stoutmouse, the sister in the sibling group, comes over to you, Ayla, and she's like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. And I think it's hilarious.
I am kind of looking forward.
Have you heard him saying what he's going to say?
No. How different
Oh,
is
it's
it
so
than
ridiculous.
he normally?
It's so ridiculous. It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I actually reserved a seat. I put a little thing on it so I could be right there and watch it from the front row.
That was a good idea.
Are you going to watch it from the audience, or are you going to watch it from back here?
I will watch it from this side of the stage, just enough so that he can see me.
Okay.
So yeah, I do not have to hear
Oh,
about it later.
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Oh, you all are in for a treat. She shuffles off and down.
What time is it?
It's like 7:45 in the PM. And everyone begins coming together, taking their seats. You can see Melpomene is talking to Sigald on, like, in the back of the stage there, and she towers above this guy. So she's just like, oh no, and he's just like, they all are very animated, like the two of them, and she's just like, and then you see Bushy Branch comes out onto the stage, and you see a bunch of people like look at, but he's got a they have a stool that they just place right in the center, and then they just wordlessly shuffle back off out of the way. And you see Sigald makes eye contact with you and is just like beaming, like a big smile. As
You got this.
You're gonna do great.
And Melpomene sees you both like do a little thumbs up, and she looks at you and she's like, and then she turns around to go back in an area where she'll be able to see but not be seen. And you all take your places, and the lights all shift, and a single spotlight shines down on the stool that has been set at the center of stage. And Sigald walks out.
I'm gonna say I've
Nope,
got
Night with
smoking a
Sigald.
cigarette.
90s freaking poetry readings against a brick wall. That's like
Oh.
he's got a beret on.
You see a couple people start clapping, and he goes, as he's walking out, and then he sits down.
An evening with Sigald.
And that's where we are going to end the session.
I was hoping there was a.
Still got 6 minutes.
monologue.
We're gonna get like
6
a
minutes
little glimpse
until-
of Seagal's bombing.